Chandon Sullivan spent 2018 with the Philadelphia Eagles and his last 3 with the Green Bay Packers. He is a cornerback for the Minnesota Vikings, and he has joined us at Twin Cities Orthopedics Performance Center in the radio studio with Minnesota Vikings training camp practices set to begin tomorrow. Nice to meet you, my friend, and best of luck this training camp. Things well with you?
Yeah, I'm good. I can't complain. Thanks for having me on.
Good. It's by calling the Vikings games and calling the games where you, Jair, Eric Stokes, or whoever would come into the mix, Adrian Amos, Darnell Savage. Mm-hmm. I got to learn things about you in kind of cursory fashion over the years, but now that you no longer are the anti-Vike and you're wearing the colors, we're starting to deep dive things. And like when I got into things yesterday, I was like, damn, he's never missed a game.
Yeah.
Through 3 years with Green Bay, and I ain't trying to make a cornerback sound like a running back or an offensive lineman, bang, every single play. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, in the 20 I've called games here, I don't care if you're Antoine Winfield or if you're Xavier Rhodes or if you're Harrison Smith as a safety. DBs miss games, like maybe one or two. You haven't missed a game in 3 years, including the playoff games. What's the secret here, man?
I guess I've just been blessed. I've been lucky. I just found a kind of secret to stay consistent and just be available for my teammates. So, I mean, hopefully I can keep that streak going.
Yeah, and now with the Minnesota Vikings off that impressive nugget, Chandon Sullivan has never missed a game, at least in the 3 he played with the Green Bay Packers. This fascinates me because when I say the 3-4 you know a 3-4 defense inside and out, okay? Mm-hmm. Now, the Minnesota Vikings have not used a 3-4 as a base in 40 years. But I don't want it to sound like every single set is going to be 3-4 because it'll be 3-3-5, 4-3, the whole thing. But as a 3-4 base, man, and you playing in that 3-4 with Green Bay as much as you did, like with the 3-4, what can you tell you already like about it with this group here?
We just got so many talented pieces. We can mix and match and, disguise really well for the offense. So, I'm just excited. I get another opportunity. It's another year, and I'm going to give y'all a show this year for sure. Now,
with Chandon Sullivan, cornerback for the Minnesota Vikings, as our guest, do you think you'll ever play full-time safety? And the only reason I ask is with your first press conference or interview here, and I've heard players say this before, but the way you said it stuck with me. It's like, whatever they want me to do, I'll play outside, I'll play inside, I'll play safety if they need it. Then I started thinking in the offseason, like, hey, we're going to have hybrids running around and everything. But, I mean, is corner the position you want to play your entire career? Because when I watch back some of your games, mm-hmm. I love how you roam. Mm-hmm. When it's a zone defense or just how you roam and naturally take away areas, kind of like what good safeties do.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of grew into a nickel position, but like I said, when I came into the league, I didn't have a position. I was just trying to make the roster. So, I'm comfortable playing corner. I could play nickel, and I also had played safety in my carear. Yeah. So it's really just how the pieces fit within the defensive scheme, and whatever, my skill set can be used to help. That's what I'm going to do. So I have no preference.
Chandon, are you noticing that, that positions – they have names and titles, okay? Mm-hmm. So you're the nickel corner. You're the third corner. We got Patrick over here, let's say Andrew over here, and here's Chandon. And we know that it's a nickel league, so 65, 68% of plays, by stats, the third corner will be out there.
For sure.
But with players like, let's say, Shaq Thompson or the cat for Arizona, Marcus Golden, I think was his name. I mean, or Jeremy Chin with Carolina. Yeah. Okay, you can call him he ain't a safety. Mm-hmm. Okay, he's like a safe backer ickle, where he's like a nickel corner who plays linebacker, but he also plays free and strong safety. Mm-hmm. Are you noticing with defenses that positions are losing names because players do so much, and that's kind of what you do?
Yeah, and that's why I just labeled it a football player. Play football, go out there, and just use your versatility. They told me coming into the league, the more you can do, the better. Mm-hmm. So I try to learn the defense inside and out. Who knows? Somebody might get hurt. I might get thrown. Dime safety. You never know. So I just try to stay ready.
Yeah. Was it difficult leaving the Green Bay Packers?
No, not at all. As soon as I took my visit here, I'm sure Carly will tell you, it felt like home. I knew it right away.
I ain't being touchy-feely with it or anything, but I mean, you come in with Philly, didn't work there for whatever the reason, and it did work with Green Bay, it's a good team with a Hall of Fame quarterback. So forget all that, but I mean, is it kind of like you look at it like somebody didn't want me and subsequently others will want me. But when somebody like, can't, for whatever the reason, can't bring you back, like, do you take that personally?
Not really, for the simple fact that's been my story my whole life. I came in undrafted. I come in every year with a chip on my shoulder. I remember all 32 teams passing up on me.
Yeah.
So that's a feeling that's, burns in my heart every year. It doesn't matter. So, fortunate enough, I got another opportunity here.
Wow.
And I'm going to make the most of it. I'm telling you.
How did that happen? I mean, like I don't know enough about your college career. Size, or what?
Actually, I had a pretty decent college career. Went to the combine, Senior Bowl. I actually genuinely think what happened was the combine. I had an undisclosed injury that I didn't really speak on it.
Okay.
But like I continue to tell the media, I'm a dog. I didn't want to quit. I was there to compete, and I tried. And I kind of feel like that hurt me a little bit. But, this is all, in the plans for me.
Yeah.
And I'm making it work. So.
That's so beautiful that can work in this league because, like I don't know if you're an NBA fan, but I am. It's like 95%, 97% of players drafted in the second round are never any good. So, I mean, or when I say any good, they're like better than the majority of the world playing basketball, but like you're at the highest level, man, playing a lot of snaps always for good teams.
For sure.
And you can still do that. Undrafted players can still get out there because that's when the dog-eat-dog portion of the equation, that's when things come out of people that are intangibles that you really can't see, like the desire and the want to and the anger that you can have with competitive arrogance, and that's a compliment.
For sure.
Where undrafted players still have hope in this league, man. That's great.
For sure. It's just believing in myself. All the adversity I've been through, I didn't blink, I didn't flinch. I took it on head on.
Right.
I always knew I could play. I know I can play at this level, and I've shown that. So that's just what keeps me going, and like I said, I got another opportunity.
You're defensive coordinator at Donatel. What's he like? How would you classify his personality? What's his personality like?
He's a fun guy.
Yeah.
We starting the meeting off with jokes.
But he's a little different, isn't he?
He's different, but he's been around the game 30-plus years, and it isn't too much he hasn't seen. So he's just a brilliant guy, and he just challenges leaders to be leaders.
You remember you played 6 games, Chandon Sullivan, cornerback for the Minnesota Vikings. Couple quickies to close here. Then KJ, the cold-blooded Kane, will join us. You played 6 against the Vikings. 6 against Kirk. So what do you remember about those games?
Battle.
Yeah.
It was a battle. They had a run game, play action game. Then they started taking it deep on us. So just seemed like, especially the last couple of years, they was getting the best of us. We knew it was a fight, and I finally feel like, we got all the pieces here now to flip this division around. So.
Was the whether it's in college with Philly or your 3 with Green Bay, now the Vikings won this game. Dalvin had 4 touchdowns and was unstoppable.
Can't forget.
That screen, that middle of the field. I mean, I think it was Darnell Savage he shook on. I mean, it was just a piece of beauty. But was it one of the weirdest games you've ever played in? Because it was at Lambeau with no fans, and there were like 100-mile-per-hour winds that day. Remember that day?
Freezing, no fans, and it just seemed like we could not stop Dalvin Cook. It didn't matter what we did. We just couldn't stop him.
Wow.
So, I'm happy I'm on his side now. I have to tackle him. So.
Yeah, that's good, man. Last one. In 6 against Kirk, 0 interceptions.
Yeah.
What do you remember about that? Like,
he's just putting the ball where it needs to be.
I was going to say, tell us Kirk's looking everybody off and like head on a swivel and all that.
Looking us off, misdirection, play fakes, crossing routes. They had a whole plethora of things going on. Me personally, I wasn't able to get into pass breakups or anything. So. He's my quarterback now, so it's all good.
Well, see, you guys went 4-2
sure.
against the Vikings during those 6. So, I mean, at the end of the equation, the team thing matters most. I am an Adrian Amos fan, and I've just met you, so I don't know, man. Maybe you guys don't like each other, or maybe like you looked up to him, because I remember when he came into the league from Penn State. You're going to appreciate this because you were undrafted.
For sure.
It's I would have so many people around here, or just people, period, telling me liability in the passing game, nothing but a downhill guy, blah, blah, blah. Okay, first time we play him, there's a double move, somebody gets behind him, okay, but it doesn't mean it's right for the rest of his career. I've just watched Adrian from the Bears to the Packers become really one of the great leaders as a safety in the National Football. So I'm a fan of his. I've never met him. I'd like to. What was it like playing with him? And like how did he help you with where you are now?
He's definitely a leader, and I looked up to him a lot. He had a similar story. He thought he was going to get drafted higher, went late, like 5th, 6th round. And he's a guy that had to come in day one and scratch and claw for everything. Green Bay gave him an opportunity, and he embraced it. He took on the young guys like me, Darnell, even Jair in some cases, and just mentors, just telling us how to take care of our body, how to continue to be mentally focused the whole year because it's a long season,
right?
You know, and it gets very lonely sometimes, especially if you're not married, you don't have kids, and you're here by yourself. So just life lessons, and I even still talk to him now. So
last one with Vikings and Green Bay. This just came to my mind. I mean, we were discussing the game at Lambeau with no fans, and Dalvin with the 4 and it's super biblical like wins. Is there any like one single moment or play in the 6 you've had against the Vikings that jumps out, boom, just like that? Because I got one. Now it's negative against the Vikings, but I got one. Boom.
Not really.
You can say JJ front right of the end zone last year, U.S. Bank Stadium on the Georgia rookie. I mean, that jumps out like that.
That was a good throw.
It was a good throw.
Back shoulder. And
how about that?
Dalvin Cook. That's what I said.
Same end zone. Mine is same end zone, and it just came to mind. Yeah. The freaking safety. Jair on Kirk. Remember when he came flying in there?
He wasn't supposed to do that.
Oh, my God.
It worked out.
So he went Troy Polamalu on it when freelance.
I believe he was in a cover 2 defense, and he got a run read. It was a flash and fake, and he just took off. Sack, and we was kind of like, no, good play.
Right. So when you watch plays like that back, either in the DB room or as the team, I mean, it's little things like that keep people motivated, keep people happy, break the ice of being mentally and physically tired, like watching things like that back, right?
For sure. You know, there's been a lot of memories there, but, you know, I'm just ready to make new ones here in the right color. And purple, my family said they like the way I look in purple, so you know, we're gonna have some fun.
It's a terrific signing. I'm a fan of yours from afar with the amount of, and that's again, I mean, with Jair Stokes, Jair whomever, you being designated as the nickel as the third, you're still playing a ton of snaps a game. You're scrappy by nature. I can see that by calling your games. And not to get hurt during 3 full seasons and some big playoff games against physical teams, man. I want to shake your hand on that. That's fantastic, and glad you're on the team, and nice to meet you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.